Hey guys, so this is the 17th update on my 2/5 scale Sherman M4A3E8. So I got a bunch done in the last 2 weeks. I got the muzzle brake built for the end of the gun. How I did this, I used a 3-inch to 2-inch ABS reducer, and then there's a 3-inch ABS union in the middle, which I had to cut a bit shorter, and then the end is a 3-inch ABS end cap. And then I put a piece of 3-inch ABS pipe in the middle and glued it all together. And then I used my milling machine over there with the rotary table. So there's a rotary table. Allows you to turn the workpiece a specific amount, because these angles are 15-degree offset. 15 degrees that way, 15 that way. And the rotary table work awesome because you can rotate it really easy. And then I use milling cutter and cut out these slots here. And then went down with the milling cutter to cut that radius. Which worked pretty good. And then I put it in the lathe and rounded that end there on both sides. And then the end I drilled it with a hole saw. So that turned out pretty good. I thought it was going to be more work, but it wasn't too much work. And then I got the, Gun Mantlet built here. So I'll slide it off and I'll show you the piece underneath the Gun Mantlet. So in here I framed this all with 1/2-inch plywood. And this is just to kind of keep some of the rain and stuff out of it. And it looks better. And then there's a gun mantlet there. These blocks are to screw that gun mantlet to these 2 bars. And then it's framed out of 1/2-inch plywood, except this is 3/8 wiggle board because it had to be bent. And then this piece here there's 8 pieces of 1/2-inch plywood. And then 1 piece of 3/4-inch plywood there. So I had the right length. And then I drilled all those, made all those with a hole saw. Used a 4.5-inch hole saw, I think. And then used a hole saw to make these circles. And then used another smaller hole saw to drill through to make the center. And then glued them all together. And then I got my gun elevation hooked up, and it's all wireless. The reason I did that was so I don't have to run extra power bars around the turret, so you can keep doing circles. So I'll hop in. So yeah, I only had to run 2 power bars. There's a negative here and then a positive there. And then I wish it was a bit brighter in here, but you turn the ignition on and then these lights come on. So this is a transmitter under here, and you move the switch up and down and it wirelessly sends a signal over to, this is an AT Tiny 85, and then it's radio frequency transmitter. It's all wired up, and then there's 4 relays here. 2 are for the gun elevation, and then 2 are extra in case I want to add them later. I'm not sure what I'm going to use the extra for, and the nice thing with wireless is you can always just add some more switches and add some more relays, and then you can have as many things as you want, and you can keep doing circles. And so for my gun elevation here, I've got, this is a wiper motor. Let me grab a flashlight. So there, I used a wiper motor and I gutted it because there's supposed to be a gear in here and pulled all that out. So I'm just using the 12-volt motor out of it. Then I had to make up a shaft collar there. I made that on the lathe. I drilled a hole through it and then put a set screw there, and then the ends threaded with a jam nut there. And then there's a nut up here that bolt runs on. And I had to put a spring in here so the motor's got enough torque to move the gun elevation up. And then there's a couple bearings over there for that shaft to pivot on for the gun. And then open up the gun here. So this is a rear breech load. And how you use it, I've got a bunch of 2-inch ABS shells. So you put it in, you line the hole up, and then first you preload the shells, then you line it up, and pull the handle down, and the door locks. I still have to hook up my gun yet; it's not hooked up, but I'll show you the gun elevation now. So the gun goes down to 10 degrees and up to positive 30 degrees. So now I'll get out and show you some more stuff. Okay, so that gun elevation's all done, and I still have to move my gas tank. Oh, and I also hooked up the exhaust. Pull the engine bay door off. Gas tank's just sitting there temporary. Whenever I run it, I move the gas tank on top of the engine bay doors. And then I gotta put that red gas tank in there. And my exhaust, I got that hooked up. I used the original muffler and welded a piece of pipe on the end of it. And then I've got exhaust hangers here. And it's a piece of, what is that, 1/2 inch by 1/8 inch flat bar. Then drilled some holes through it, and I used some O-rings in here to act as rubber hangers so it doesn't vibrate as much. And then ran the pipe down, back, runs down there, and then up under the motor, and then into the block. So yeah, I still gotta hook up the gas tank, but that's what I got done so far. I'm probably gonna do a test drive video with the upper hull on it. I'll probably do that tomorrow, just show you guys it driving around. So that's it for this update. See you later.